So now you know everything we know. Now you know everything that is important to you. Now you know that when you feel fear, all it means is Source doesn't agree with you. And Source is right here present with you, always in this leading edge moment. You are never by yourself. You are never without the full resources of all that you are. You cannot sever yourself from that. You cannot. You cannot sever yourself from the resources of Source. But you can deprive yourself of the feeling of Source if you activate a vibration that doesn't allow you the translation of it. Does that make sense to you? And doesn't negative emotion every single time, doesn't it have an empty quality to it? Doesn't fear feel like empty? Doesn't anger feel like empty? Doesn't it feel like it really is? You've sort of emptied yourself, much too strong of word. You've sort of disconnected yourself, much too strong of word. But it is fair to say you're depriving yourself in any moment that you feel negative emotion. You're depriving yourself of the full resources of Source that are available to you immediately. And as we're moving forward here today, we want to show you that within 10 minutes tops, no matter how long you've been in that place, no matter how long you've practiced that negative emotion, no matter what the conditions you're standing in that you're observing that may be making you feel less than good, it doesn't matter how big, bad, and awful whatever it is that you think you're living, 10 minutes is as long as we think it would ever take to achieve the important manifestation of the improved emotional state of being. And if you can accomplish the emotion, you've created the grid. And if you've created the grid and can maintain the emotion, the details will fill in. And you will feel like the most blessed, loved, cared for, worthy being who has ever lived in any environment. Because everything just fills in and says, here's more, lovely one, of what you're looking for. Here's more, here's more, here's more. You'll never get bored because there will always be more. You'll always stand in a place where your time-space reality will inspire yet a new desire to which you must achieve emotional alignment. You got that, didn't you? This is the funny circular thing that we're ready to say to you finally. We want you to not care about the manifestation so you can get better manifestations. Isn't that screwy?
Yeah.
That's sort of where everyone is. So, okay, I get it, Abraham. I have to ignore these manifestations, trusting that I put all kinds of good stuff in my vortex that I can't get to as long as I'm looking at these manifestations. But if I can get into the vortex, then the vortex will affect the manifestations. So what are we saying? What we're saying is you're supposed to have really good manifestations. We're saying it's perfectly brilliant and wonderful to look at everything that is pleasing you and use it as your basis of vibration. We're not trying to separate you from your reality, from your manifested reality. We're trying to help you create a pleasing manifested reality. So what are we really saying? Just don't look at the stuff that doesn't feel good. When you look into what is, and you're looking at the birds, and you're looking at the ocean, and you're looking at the beautiful sky, and you're looking at the magnificent world you are living in, and you're looking at the beautiful people, and looking at the beautiful children, and listening to the comedy and the music and all of the wonderful things that surround you, you're looking at manifestations, and you're utilizing manifestations to align you with the vortex. In other words, this is the thing that we really want you to hear. We're not off in Never Never Land. We're not sitting on the clouds with our feet dangling over the edge. We're not some nebulous mist. We are involved in every intricate detail of your delicious manifestations. That's why they feel so good to you. We're right there listening to your beautiful melodies, listening to the rapture in your heart. We're right there with you in your orgasms. We're right there with you in your taste buds when you're eating all of that delicious food. We're right there with you, right there with you, right there with you. We're not trying to get you to be other than this manifested genius out here on the leading edge that you are. We're not trying to separate you from that. We want you to be that. We just want you to spend less time in the contrasting parts that are depriving you then of the manifestation that is coming. Is that clear? Vortex first, then manifestation follows. Vortex first, then manifestation follows. You have the ability to be fully focused in any moment. You can be fully alive or you can pinch yourself off. And to the degree that you focus upon good feeling things, you train yourself into that full aliveness. And then a wonderful thing happens. a wonderful acknowledgement occurs to you. And that acknowledgement is, you no longer have to demand of others that they behave or perform in specific ways in order to make your life better. You give up the impossibility of trying to control the uncontrollable, and you begin at once to control the only thing that really is controllable and the only thing that matters, and that is your own personal, in this moment, manifestation of an emotion that feels good to you. You can do that, and you can do it now. We'll give you the benefit of the doubt, however, and say you can do it, and you can do it within 10 minutes. You can bring yourself into alignment within 10 minutes every time. And when you show yourself that, then you're finally free. You're free of everything that ever bound you. Everything that has ever felt binding to you has always and only ever been that one thing. That one thing where you have chosen something in your now to use as your excuse to pinch yourself off from the fullness of who you are. When you choose those things and you say, you are the reason that I can't feel good, then you are bound. When you say, oh, there is no reason for me to have pinched myself off because I now have full knowledge that I can, within 10 minutes, bring myself into alignment with who I am, then you are finally free. And then you'll be friskily moving through this life experience in good feeling moment after good feeling moment. And people who are watching you will say, what drug are you on and where did you get it? And you'll say, I'm on a natural drug. I've discovered that my physical body is a veritable chemical factory, and that when I get into an emotional place where I feel good, everything in my body works toward releasing everything that is good feeling. And they will say, well, it's obvious to me that you are on something. What is it? And you'll say, it's a very long story. But I can give you a quick version. I just decided to be happy. And they'll say, you are on something, you just won't admit it. You just won't admit it. We want to remind you, as we are bringing this gathering to an ending today, that the feeling of alignment is the greatest power that there is. The feeling of alignment is the greatest power that there is. But it doesn't end with the feeling. It will flesh out into more of the delicious things that you're wanting, and it will confirm itself to you endlessly. You are powerful creators who have had a lot of experience in manifestation. And it is our knowing, and it is our joyful acknowledgement that now that you understand who you really are, now that you understand, and you do, your emotions are guidance that let you know your relationship between what you're thinking right now and what the source within you knows about the same subject. Now that you know how to easily move into simple and fast alignment with who you really are, the manifestations will start flooding in today as evidence that you have found your place. You found your place. You're not going to come again talking about glitches and struggles. You're going to come again talking about ideas and advancement. Once you got this and you got it, you can't go back from it. You will never be the same. You can't unlearn what you learned. You can vibrate in opposition to it, but it will only help you remember it more. So whenever you feel negative emotion, it's just jogging your memory of what you know as a result of what we've talked about here today. We feel so much love and appreciation for your willingness not to just be here playing with us all around the world or in this room. It's not just this nowness that we adore you about. It's your willingness to be in this body at all. Your willingness to be out here on this leading edge of thought. Your willingness to explore and put into the vortex things for you to reap the benefit and reward of manifestation of now, or things that will be saved for generations to come who are less resistant to the idea. But we want to say to you, if this time-space reality has inspired within you a desire, this time-space reality and this nowness has the power and the willingness and the capacity to yield it to you fully now. The thing that, if we were standing in your physical shoes, we would be attempting to manifest would be an emotion. So let's say you're worried or fearful or frustrated, but let's say it's a negative emotion. We would want to manifest an emotion that felt better. That would be our goal. And at first, it might just be one of distraction. It might just be one of a feeling of peacefulness. It might just be one of a feeling of just sort of letting go. Would you rather feel peaceful or passionate? You would, wouldn't you? But isn't peaceful along the way? Would you rather feel passionate or desperate? Isn't there a big range of difference? Would you rather feel peaceful or desperate? Peaceful. In other words, it's easy to tell which one feels better. And so as you make it an emotional thing, as you let your goals be about your emotions, what happens is you gain control of your vibrational stance. If you will get your attention upon the manifestation of the way you feel, now you've got control of everything. And until you do, you've got control of nothing. Law of attraction is consistent across the board and always reflects back exactly what's going on vibrationally. And that's the beauty of law of attraction. In its fairness, there is never injustice. It's always a perfect reflection, which is wonderful. Just like your emotions are always a perfect reflection. Because it's only in those down times that you think that. When you're rocking and rolling, when you're flowing, when you're feeling good, then there's no place that you would rather be. And that's why we speak of that eagerness. We think of these seminars, we've been calling them Art of Allowing. Perhaps we should begin calling them Eagerness Restoration Seminars. Because you came with eagerness because there was nothing that was muting it. You hadn't picked up things along your physical trail that you were using as vibrational reasons to disallow the fullness. Watch little kids and see their eagerness. There was a child at the airport who discovered the moving walkway and managed to get on it without his mother noticing. And so she's walking on normal ground while he's walking on the moving walkway, and she can't begin to keep up with him. And it's such a metaphor for life in general. In other words, parents can't vibrationally have a hard time keeping up with these noodled ones that are coming. And so in order to level the playing field, most parents and teachers and establishments set out to mute the eagerness as quickly as possible so that they can relate to their children. And we do everything we can to restore that eagerness at whatever stage of your life you're willing to begin to listen. So anytime you feel less than good, it's because you caused an expansion which the larger part of you is holding, but the physical part of you is holding back temporarily. And why are you holding back? Because you're so excited about what is, you can't take your eyes off of it. You seem to be excited about it even when you hate it. You seem to be excited about it even when you don't like it, even when it's not serving you. And you know why we think you are excited about it even though it's not serving you? Because it's what you talk about mostly. Look where I am. See how I feel. Shine a spotlight on me right now. What do you think about this? What do you think about this? What do you think about this? Is there an online chat group that I could join with others who are standing right here where I am? And we say, yeah, there is. There is. They'll all come and complain with you. So we don't mean to make it sound as if we think everything that you're focusing upon is not pleasing to you. However, when you're focusing upon something in your what is that is pleasing to you, that means that your inner being, that the source within you, that the non-physical part of you, that the Abraham within you, that the source within you, that the God within you, whatever you want to call that part of you that is non-physically focused, is in you. That part is joining you in that thought. So there's no separation. In other words, when you're loving someone, source is right there with you. When you are appreciating, when you are looking for positive aspects, when you are reveling in the beauty of something, there's no separation because source is right there with you. Now, follow us on this. So you were source energy before you came into this physical body, and the larger part of you still remains non-physically focused. A part of you came into this important personality that is you, where you're sifting and sorting and becoming more, but sometimes temporarily not letting yourself become it. But the source within you is becoming it in the incremental moments that you give birth to it. The source within you has become it.